Hey friends, welcome to today's video. This is going to be all about my 5th graders. Hey friends, welcome to today's video. I'm excited to be showing you guys the curriculum I picked for my 5th grade twin boys. And as you can see here, I am lighting my candle. A friend gave this to me and I was hoping and praying for a new candle for this school year. I can have a hard time finding 3-wick candles here, and I like to have a new candle for the start of each new school year. And here a friend came to visit from the States, a dear friend, and she brought along a candle for me, so thank you, Deb. So today's the first day I lit it, and I'm enjoying seeing it back here behind me in the camera. I have my cup of coffee here. I am trying to eat a little bit healthier, and so I like to make my own and put low sugar in it or no sugar at all. And so grab yourself a drink and enjoy this video along with me. So we are in the middle of renovating our schoolroom, and so off the screens of the cameras I have stacks of stuff setting, and there's paint and my husband's tools and painting tools and brushes and everything. So it is a wreck in my schoolroom. It looks put together right here inside the lens of the camera, but just know that I don't have everything all together. My life is not perfect by any means. We're living in the mess and preparing for a new school year amidst a mess. But this little space right here is nice and clean, and I'm enjoying that. Up until now, we have been using like a blue little preschool table here. It's like half a circle kind of, and it's just getting too little, especially for my boys that are going to 5th grade. And we also don't have enough space for all our books and stuff if all 5 of us are trying to sit around the table in the mornings and everybody has their cup of drink or whatever also, and they're spilling drinks on books, and we don't want that. So my husband is building us a nice wall desk, and so 3 of the boys will be able to be along that wall, and then 1 boy will be right here at this spot. And everybody will have 1 drawer they can keep their own personal items in, so I'm really excited about that. Hopefully I can make a video showing you guys like the transformation process. If I take little clips as we go along, and then maybe I can make it onto a video later, so keep your eye out for that video. I also will be coming out the video showing my curriculum picks for my 1st grader and my pre-K/kindergarten boy, so keep your eyes out for those. Okay, so a little introduction on my twin boys so you can understand their history a little bit, where we're coming from. They are 10, going to be turning 11 towards the end of the school year, and when they were learning to read, we had a lot of like learning difficulties. Looking back at it now, I wonder if my one twin doesn't have just a little bit of dyslexic and the other twin a little bit of ADD. That's just what mom thinks. My view on that is I want to give them both tools to have in their pockets so they can pull out and bring out the best traits of their character. And that way later on in life when they want to learn something, they know how their brain works best to learn the thing and how to go about learning it and teaching it to themselves. So that is my goal with that. So I can get pretty passionate about that topic. I had some learning disabilities in school, and it's something that I have some pretty strong feelings around that. So they are making progress and advancing. I'm so proud of them. They have been homeschooled the whole way through. So I will talk about this a little bit more as I go through their curriculum, but let's go ahead and dive in. First, a sip of coffee. So I'm going to start with Bible. So this is their independent devotions. I want them to form the habit of having their own relationship with Christ and reading from the Bible and praying every day. And this is just at the very beginning steps. This is VeggieTales Growing with God. We used this last year and over the summer. You may have seen this in my other videos. We are halfway through, and we only do this when we do school. So like over summer break, we maybe are doing it 2 or 3 times a week, and we don't do it weekends. And so it's taking us more than a year to get through, but I like it because it is just really short little passages. It doesn't feel overwhelming to them, and it feels doable. With that being said, during the summer right now, we are currently using this Bible study from Not Consumed. She is a homeschool mom, and she creates all kinds of Bible resource curriculum. It's more than just Bible resources, other curriculum also, for homeschool families, and I really like her stuff. And this is my first Bible study I've tried from her. I picked it up last year in the States, and I have one for each of my 4 boys and one for me also. So this is my preschoolers, and then this is the parent guide, and then this is primary, so my kindergartner, 1st grader, and then these are the twins. And I really like them. Like, one lesson is 1 page right here, and it doesn't take them long to go through, like maybe 5 minutes, 10 minutes at the most, and it will prompt them like, go look this up in the Bible, which I love them actually getting their hands on a Bible and looking it up. They don't have the books of the Bible memorized yet. That is something that I do want to work on maybe this year. I'm going to be doing a video showing you more of a Bible resources and some stuff for learning the books of the Bible, stuff like that, coming out later. So keep your eyes open for that one. but they have to look at the index to always see where that book of the Bible is and then find it. But they're learning, getting more familiar with it. So it prompts them, and it has questions and things they have to answer, and usually has a prayer at the end that they have to do. Sometimes we do it, so normally each twin does it individually by themselves, but sometimes they don't quite understand what is being said and they might need a little bit of help. And then we'll come back together and discuss it together as a family. So the one for the preschooler is cute. It's mostly just coloring or stickers or drawing. So very doable for him. So with that being said, we are going to continue with this Bible. I am thinking about I'm considering getting some more of these and taking a break from this for maybe a month while we would do another study. The thing is, I live overseas in Cambodia and shipping is so expensive. And so I have not checked yet if she has these available in PDF or not. Hopefully she does. If they're available to me, we may do one more of these throughout the school year. We'll see. I have some more stuff for Bible. I'll show you with our Sunlight stuff here in a little bit. Next of all is their to-do list, and these are the ones from last year. I showed these in videos before, you may remember them. We first of all used like a morning menu like you would get from a restaurant, and then we use these here dry erase crayons. This is a new pack. I bought 2 packs here in the States last time, and I still have the second pack because I was saving it for this school year. But what happened is they wrote so hard and erased really hard because it's a dry erase, that the plastic here started tearing. I don't know if you can see that on the camera or not. And it actually started tearing. So then I have just these page protectors, and I have access to these here in Cambodia, and so I can easier replace them. So we started using these, and then either use a dry erase marker or a dry erase crayon, but I want to try some wet erase markers too. I think that would probably work better. But yeah, they can just go through and mark all the things as they get it done, and then we erase it, and the next day they start over. So this was like what we used the first half of the year last year, and then I wanted to change up some of the stuff they're doing, and I just made a simple one by hand so I could easier change it. So I still need to print out their one for this coming school year. I haven't got that done, but I just wanted to show you this is one way that we encourage independence. And then I also have a chart that if like a thermometer, and if they get their schoolwork done by lunch, they can color in that they get 15 minutes of screen time, and they can add it up until Friday evening, and then they can add up how much screen time they get, and they get a little bit of screen time on Friday evening. And so that's great incentive for them also to get their schoolwork done by lunchtime, at least all their independent stuff. Now if it's something that they had to wait on mom for some reason and couldn't get it done before lunch, then that's a little more different because I have other kids I gotta help and other stuff I have to do. So yeah. Before I turn the camera around here, I have one little thing I want to say. At the end of this video, I'm going to have 3 questions for you guys that I would love to hear from you guys in the comments down below. I can learn so much from you guys. You guys have so much wisdom and experience. This is the desk that my husband is working on building. It is not done being painted. As you can see, there's paint stuff down here. This needs another coat, and this needs another coat or 2. Up here yet. But I am filming today and I needed space, and everything else is full. So I'm going to start over here. This is my to-do list I already showed you guys, and then my Bible, and then we moved to handwriting. So we have done the Good and the Beautiful handwriting since the beginning. This is level 5. We really like how there's little art things mixed in at the bottom of each lesson. It's just kind of rewarding for the child. So I printed these myself, and I did it on ink saving mode, so it's a little bit lighter. And then I put just a black laminated one back here in case water gets spilled on the table or something. It doesn't soak through to the book quite as quick. It's a little bit more protected that way. When we were in the States last year, we stopped in at CLE, Christian Light Education, and they had pen time there. I picked up some seconds that they had, and usually the Good and Beautiful doesn't take them all year to complete the handwriting, and so I thought this might be good practice for them, and so they need all the practice they can get. This here looks a bit smaller, I think, than what it is in here. Although now that I'm comparing it, maybe not. I don't know, this might be slightly more like, yeah, not really, that looks pretty similar. So this one will probably last us through summer next year. More than just 5th grade probably. So we have used the Good and Beautiful since the beginning. I did use a little bit of Handwriting Without Tears, and I like that one too, but we have never used pen time, so it'll be fun to try something new and different out. I like trying out different curriculum. Okay, moving on to math. We are going to be using the Good and the Beautiful math. So this is math 5, and I have 2 here. This is just half of their book. My spiral bindings that I bought, my Pro-Click binder, I only have like 85 page capacity, I believe it is, which I wish I would have got bigger ones, but last year in the States I didn't, and so we're just making do with what I have. So this is about half of the math, and then I have the rest on the bookshelf over there. But my boys have been doing The Good and Beautiful since the beginning. And this is set up the same as what it was in 4th grade. They have a mini video lesson here you can watch. You scan the QR code, or you can just do the mini lesson yourself. So for a while last year in 4th grade, we would watch the video, but then my boys realized they could do the lesson faster if mom just read the lesson to them. And usually they can understand it right away and go on and do their lesson. Occasionally they can't understand it, and so then I'll have them go back and watch the video. The video does take a little longer, but they explain it better and go through a couple of problems with the child. This is the first year that I have printed out the answer key. I could still just figure it out with them. It's just sometimes it's faster if I'm going through and checking for me to just be able to check it. Since I have 4 boys and I'm homeschooling, it can just help it go a little bit faster. I did get this printed at a local print shop and printed all black and white. And I noticed some of the answers are really, really light. So hopefully it'll be okay. If I need to, I can pull the PDF up on my phone and look at it. But for the most part, I think I can see the answers. These are flashcards. So in 4th grade last year, we just had one set and they both did the same set. And I would just put in the ones that I noticed they were struggling with. And then every day they had to do it and they mark it off on their to-do list when they were done. This year, I think I'm going to try a little different. I'm going to have each twin have their own set of flashcards I noticed they're struggling with, and those are the ones they have to review every day, and I'll switch them in and out and stuff like that. So we'll see how that goes. I can keep you guys posted. I'll probably do like a mid-year review or something. This here is Math 5, the mental math, map mysteries, and we had this last year for 4th grade. So the way it works is you're supposed to, I printed this wrong, you're supposed to be able to fold it in half, the child look at one side and like see the questions, and you as the parent are holding it and looking at the back of it, and it's supposed to have the answers. But I printed it wrong, and so it has the answers, like the answers for this are on the back side of this paper. So I was running low on ink, and I was like, well, I'm going to make do with this. It is going to be a pain. If during the school year I decide it's just too much of a pain, I will reprint it, but hopefully we can make it work like this. And then this is the sticker paper. So I finally bought sticker paper the other day and got it printed, but now I just need to open up this Pro-Click binding here and insert this. I just haven't done that yet. So at the back of this, if you're not familiar, at the back of this book, there's like a map, and there is a story at the back of the book, and it says, wait to read this book until you have completed the course book. So it's kind of like a reward for them. Ivy in the Ice Village. So they read the beginning here until you get to the first box, and then you choose. You can choose option A. If you do, you go to page 59, or you can choose option B, and if you choose that one, you can go to page 61, and then the story plays out differently, and there's other places you stop and you choose what happens, and then the stickers go on the map. And so at the end of every right side page, they have you put on like a sticker on like B3, or yeah, they tell you different locations. So then back here, you have to put the sticker on at the correct spot, and you have to find the sticker that matches this. And so it helps, it goes with the story then that you're reading back here. So we like the mental math, and I think it's a good thing, but I may need to reprint it. We'll see. The next kind of category I have here is language arts. So we are using The Good and the Beautiful level 4. We are finishing this one up. We're in lesson 66, so about halfway through, a little over halfway. And we will continue this on into 5th grade, keep working at it. And whenever we're done, my plan was to move on to level 5. We may take a break in there as we work on some of our other stuff, but we'll see. So this comes with the course book and then the workshop book, which this one here is every other page. Like one day, one lesson, you're doing a spelling workshop, and then the next lesson, you're doing a writing workshop. And it keeps flip-flopping back and forth like that. So in here, they also have spelling words that they have your child working on. And what I do is I write them on my whiteboard. And so I would, for example, on the whiteboard on my wall, I would write like 12 of their spelling words, and it has a list in the back of this book. And then on the first week, they just practice on the whiteboard, and Friday I give them a test. Whatever words they get wrong, the next week they have to practice like this. Try to write it more from memory. If they have to look at the whiteboard, they can, but every day I make copies of it. And then we give another test on Friday, and usually they're able to pass it then by the second week. Not always, but yeah. So that is how we do spelling. And then these readers go with it. In the course book here, they prompt you when to read it. They also have like questions in there for comprehension to see if you're understanding what you're reading. This is a word biography reader. And then this one is a personal reader. So I printed these myself, and I bought these when we were in the States last time. I really liked the level 3 that I bought them and not printed them because they had lots of color and like kind of like glossy pages, and it held up really well. This one here is all black and white inside, so I could have printed it myself. I didn't realize that. These here are kind of like creative things we do with them. During the summer, I'm doing beautiful feet books with them, picture books around the world, and they do notebooking with that. So they put stuff in here to go with that. And then I also will sometimes have them draw and write something about what they drew. Like sometimes every day they have to add to their story, or sometimes it'll just be like draw an animal and write one sentence about it. It just depends. We don't do this every day, but several times a week. This is also something they can be doing when I'm doing read-alouds with sunlight with them. Okay, next of all, something new for us. This is IEW. So I got Fix It Grammar when we were in the States between 3rd and 4th grade, so planning ahead. This is Nose Tree. This is the teacher's manual. I don't have the student manual here at the moment to show you, but it looks like this except without these answers. It only takes like a little bit of minutes each day. They have to go through and see what they need to mark and what they need to fix. And so they go through and mark like each word, what type of speech it is, and then if there's anything wrong, like a missed period or missed capital letter here, they have a section down here where they have to rewrite it. So this is the answer key, obviously showing you what it should look like when they're done. And so during the whole school year, they end up writing the whole story of the nose tree. So here's the finished product then at the end. So they're basically writing a whole book, which is really neat. It's really simple and fast, but it's practicing grammar to the point. Okay, next of all then I have the structure and style, like their writing program, and I just got 1A. This is the teacher manual, and then this one here is for the students. So I just got this. I haven't looked through it yet. It's still in the plastic. I need to assemble this and put it together. Yeah, so we have the streaming videos to go with this. My boys are not the best at writing, and so I'm looking forward to going through this and teaching them like the right way to write. We may only do this 1 year, till they kind of get the structure under their belt, and then we go on to just continue with the Good and the Beautiful in their writing or something else more creative. I don't know. But we're going to try it out for 1 year, see how it goes. We may go through it slowly, so it may take us more like 2 years. I was kind of planning on taking 2 years and just going through it slow since we are also doing the Good and the Beautiful language arts. We'll see. I'm not going to be stressed out about it. And then when I got the kit, the portable wall came with it, which is kind of neat. From what I understand in the videos, Andrew Pedwall, when he teaches the writing thing, like he goes through and teaches them like how to note making and outlines, writing from notes, retelling narrative stories. In here, they have then all kinds of ideas for like ly adverbs, substitutes for said, so they can think of all kinds of other words to use, strong verbs, ly imposters and prepositions, and he goes through and talks about this more in the videos. Dress ups and sentence openers. My boys always want to start all their sentences with the and it. Decorations, triple extensions, some of that stuff I'm not sure exactly what it is, but we'll learn about through the video. That's a pocket there. So this is the idea that this can stand on their desk, and as they're writing they can reference it. This here is meant to be like you do 1 video a week and then work on it, I believe. But we may spread it out over 2 weeks and do it a bit slower since we're doing this. I'm not exactly sure how this is all going to work out yet. I also am debating on if I should get the teacher's guide. I think there's like a kit you can get for you as the teacher that teaches you how to teach this. Do you guys think I should get that? Comment down below. Or do you think I can figure it out, not the Fix It Grammar, but for this? Do you think I can figure it out as I watch the videos and do it with the boys? Okay, this section here kind of goes with language arts. This is going to be independent work for them. It's 101 doodle definitions. So it has a word, and then they have to draw something to go with the vocab word. So it's kind of fun. It's kind of art, but it's also vocab. My boys understand a lot of vocab. I think it's from our sunlight. They understand a lot of words, and they can use them in sentences accurately. It's more when they go to read it, and they're maybe not quite sure how to sound it out, and then also spelling. And so maybe just being exposed to more words will be helpful, and hopefully this will be kind of fun for them. This here is a literature study from Where Do You Learn That? From Rachel. I really enjoy her stuff, and I have not tried a literature study from her, so I thought I would try it this year. This is Tristan Strong Punches a Hole in the Sky, and so I got 2 because twins. And then this is Explode the Code, level 6, and they have been doing this all the way through, and it's just good practice for them. This is mostly, again, to work on spelling for them, just exposure. They need lots and lots of repetition when it comes to that. Okay, this next stack of books here is kind of like art and critical thinking and creativity. So these here were recommended by Timberdoodle. I like to go on Timberdoodle's website and just see what curriculum they recommend for the different grade levels. And they often have a lot in like the creative, fun, game, educational category. So I got this idea from them. And this is just each day there's one thing for them to draw. So be creative every day, 365 STEM-inspired activities. This is mind-bending mazes, and my boys love mazes, and I thought these looked quite hard. We'll see if they actually are or not. They can just do 1 a day or something, probably while I'm doing read-alouds. This here is books I made for them. It's like a creative book. I have creative like suggestions in there. Like for example, this one says drawing mountain and a sunset, use pencil crayons and mix colors. This one here says draw how to make cookies, draw the steps. This one here says things I'm thankful for, and they had to write various things. So then here's a couple of pages they haven't done yet, like prayer request, praise, draw something beautiful. Here says do a workout. My 4-year-old was helping me, and he was going through and highlighting all the things after I wrote them in here. So that's what that is. But they're supposed to ride bike and then do a check mark, run around the block. We live in a city, and then do a check mark, 10 jumping jacks, 10 sit-ups, 10 squats. My boys are very active. And so this is just something that they would love to do and check off as they do it. So these are just creative books that I have made for them, and yeah, I just add to it as need be. This is Mind Benders by Critical Thinking Co. So this is just for good practice for critical thinking skills. This is a book from Usborne, Make Buildings, a doodle design activity book, over 45 activities to draw and color, and it's black and white, so I made a copy of it because shipping is so expensive here. There's all kinds of drawing prompts. So this one we might just do on Fridays. Often on Fridays we do a lighter load, skip some of our main subjects, and do some other fun stuff. And I think this would be a good book for our Friday school, our fun school. Okay, our next stack here is Sunlight, and lots of books. We love Sunlight. We love stories. We love read-alouds. If you ask my boys what their favorite subject is in school, they'll say Sunlight, and by that they mean like the stories, the read-alouds, and the readers in the books. I am so proud of my twins. Recently, like just this summer, I did a summer reading challenge with my boys, and it has really encouraged their reading, my twins. And you can see that on my ideas to do for summer school, I think, video I just did not too long ago. But it has really motivated them to read, and I love it. They just sit on the couch and read and read and read, and the house is so quiet. You know, in the afternoon for maybe an hour. Like, don't think they read too much, but they're still very active boys. Anyway, I think that this year, there's a significant more amount of readers that they have to read and less of the read-alouds. There still is a lot of read-alouds, but yeah, I definitely noticed there's an increase in the readers they read. So I think they'll do really good with that. Last year, it was sometimes still a struggle to the point where we'd split it up, like one twin read one page, twin read one page, and I read one page, and split it up that way. But this year, I think they'll be able to just read the whole book themselves. They have made such good progress, and I'm so proud of them. Okay, so getting into what we see here. This is the big Sunlight binder. This year we're doing E, HBL, which stands for History, Bible, and Literature. So they go through and tell you exactly what to do each day. It's a 36 weeks program, and they'll show you like which week you're on. And they tell you exactly what you need to read and do for each day. So this year I got the 5-day-a-week program. Last year I got the 4, and I wished I would have got the 5 because I like the scheduling for the extra books, and I don't want to miss out on any of the great stories. So that is the big binder that sits on my bookshelf, and I take out like a month's worth at a time and put it in here in my working binder. This here can open and close. Sunlight also covers geography, so this is a map, and they will tell you different things you have to look up on here. There's various maps. This unfolds. And then this is a big wall map. The one side's a world map and the other side is a state map. And I got this year. I want to possibly hang it on my wall. I'm not sure which wall yet. We are redoing our schoolroom, as I said. This here is markers to write on here. So they are supposed to circle different things, and there's prompts that's given in here. Sometimes they have to find things in here or mark different trails past explorers went on, stuff like that. Oh yes, I have my first 4 weeks of Sunlight curriculum in here ready to go. On the back side here, it gives you, the first week here, there's more writing because they're introducing you to everything. But like if we look at the second week, on the back here, they give you prompts of like questions to ask, things to be looking up, different timeline and map points to mark. I have a timeline book that goes with this. So we are going to go through these books here kind of fast. I haven't read them yet, so I don't have a whole lot to say about them. I'll just show you the title. I know I always find it interesting to see the books in the different Sunlight cores and the different Sunlight levels. So these are 2 of the main cores, the main books that you use all school year long. There's one more yet that was back ordered, and we had friends come up from the States and brought this stuff, and that book didn't make it because it was back ordered. So my mother-in-law is going to be shipping that over after a bit. But this is The World Wars. My boys were already looking at this book and thought it looked quite interesting. So they'll enjoy the pictures in there. This is the Landmark History of the American People, and we did the first volume of this one last year. These 2 are extra coloring books that I got from Sunlight. This is Historic American Landmarks. They can color while I'm reading aloud. And this is Great Inventors and Inventions. And since we're going to be studying history up to more modern day, that I thought that would be a great thing. And then this was free, that came with Sunlight because of the time of year that I ordered it. It's my memory book. So I think that looks like fun. I haven't looked at it too close yet, but it looks quite interesting. Okay, this next little section here is kind of like the Bible section. This is Heavens Declare. This is scripture songs by the Harrow family. And what we did last year is my husband burned this off. Anyway, I had access to it on my phone, and so we could just play on my phone because we don't have any CD players in our schoolroom area here. And then this here is Starting Strong. So this is... I haven't looked at it too close yet, but from what I believe, the child reads this, and there's questions they have to answer and stuff. So I'm excited about that one. I got 2 because twins. And then this is The Case for Christ for Kids, 3 books in 1. So again, I have not looked into these yet. I literally just unboxed these right before this. And then every year, usually at the end of the year, Sunlight has us read one hero, like either a missionary story. This one is a hero of history, George Washington Carver. And those are always so interesting. I really enjoy those. I often end up crying on them. They're so good. And then the poetry book for this year is How to Eat a Poem, a smorgasbord of tasty and delicious poems for young readers. So that looks very doable. Usually they have you read like 1 poem a day. So that's like the Bible portion. With Sunlight, they also have Bible memory. And I will probably talk more about how we do that in my Bible curriculum picks for this coming year. Okay, so I'm just going to go down through these books and show you guys the cover. This is Old Yeller. We have listened to an Audible, Where the Red Fern Grows, so many times like in the past 3-4 months. My boys almost have it memorized. They listen to it at bedtime and in the car and stuff like that. And my husband's been saying, we need to get Old Yeller. They're going to love that. And I told him, you got to wait for 5th grade. I know it's in Sunlight. So we are looking forward to this one. I think my boys will love it. Caddy Woodlawn. This is a book I actually had on my bookshelf for a while. I've been wanting to read to the boys, and then it also is in Sunlight this year, so that is perfect. Across 5 Aprils. It's another book I'm really excited about reading with them. Thimble Summer, Miracle on Maple Hill, The Great Turkey Walk, King Mound, Great Wheel. This one looks interesting. The Winged Watchman. Bruco, I don't know. This says it's the astonishing true story of a 19-year-old American and his capture by the Middleline Indians and his adventures. So that looks super good. Helen Keller, The Wright Brothers, Hero Over Here, A Story of World War I. That's a thin book. I'm guessing that's a book they read. I don't have these sorted out. I don't know which are read-alouds and which are readers for them. Sing Dawn the Moon. That looks really good. Because of Winn-Dixie. Oh, we love Kate DiCamillo. In the Year of the Boar and Jackie Robinson. That looks interesting. In Search of the Source, A First Encounter with God's Word. That looks really interesting. All of a Kind Family. Henry Reed. Okay, that was that stack. Now we'll go to the second stack. Roll of Thunder, Hear My Cry. Little Britches. This one, my mom has read aloud to some of her nephews, but because my boys live way overseas, she hasn't done that. So I'm excited to read it to my boys and have a little bit of connection with their cousins. Lights in a Dark Place. That looks really good. General Butterfingers. One Voice, the story of William Wilberforce. That looks really interesting. Story of Harriet Tubman, Freedom Train. And we'll obviously probably watch a movie to go with that one. That looks really good. By the Great Horn Spoon. Turn Homeward, Hannah Lee. Plain Girl. Is that about Mennonites or Amish? That's interesting. The 17th Swap. A Letter to Miss Roosevelt. Shades of Grey. From the Mixed Up Files of Miss Brazil E. Frankweiler. A Summer of Sundays. This will be Sunday's summer to stand out. Gone Away Lake. This is a Newbery Honor Award. A beautifully written, wonderfully imaginative story. And the last one, Insignificant Events in the Life of a Cactus. That seems funny. All right, I am very excited to find out the stories that is inside all of these books. And I love that my twins enjoy reading so much more than what they used to. Okay, moving on to my last 2 rows here. The first row is science. So like I said, last year we did Sunlight Science and I liked it. I liked the science experiments. I just wanted to try some of the units from The Good and the Beautiful. So I have 4 units here. We may only get 3 done this year and may save the 4th one for summer next year. We'll see, I don't know. But these are the units I have. Paleontology, and then I got the book thing to go with it. So there was 2 little picture books here to go with it. And then this is the student journal for grades 3 to 6. I plan to do these science units just with my twins who are going to 5th grade. My next son, who will be going to 1st grade, is a little bit young for this yet. This is recommended for grades 3 to 8. However, he said he wanted to do the dinosaur unit. So I may include him in it, at least try it and see how it goes. And if he doesn't want to continue doing it, it's fine. Okay, and the next one is Arthropods, and we have the 2 books and the student journal here. And the next one is Health and the Physical Body. I'm excited about this one. I love studying health and food, and I think stuff like that is so interesting. And there's a lot to these science units. They have like a vocab wall and all kinds of stuff to go with it. And then the last science unit is space. Now space is something I have not studied with my boys yet, so I'm really excited to do this one. And they're going to 5th grade and we haven't studied space yet. So last time we were in the States, I picked up flashcards about space. I think they're just like interesting facts on the back and stuff. But yeah, here's the space science unit, and then the books and the student journal. I also picked up a few other resources to go with the space unit. Like I have like a big sun and different planets and stuff that can go on my wall. And I also have like a sensory kit thing for my 4-year-old that goes with it. Moving to our last row over here, I'm going to go up here to these 2 books first. These are graphic novels that were recommended by Timberdoodle, and it has to do with the time frame of history that we're studying. And I knew my boys would love it. And so I picked them both up. That one is still in the plastic, but it's true stories. And then this down here is like maturation and pornography and stuff like that. So this book here, I try to go through with my older boys every school year. So we've already did this one last year. I have the younger one that I do with my younger boys, but it goes through and talks about like good pictures, bad pictures, especially having to do with screens. It also talks about a couple other things in there. It's really good. Good reminder every school year. And then these 2 here have more to do with how babies are made. This one I have not done yet. It's called The Talk. 7 lessons to introduce your child to biblical sexuality, and it felt doable because it's only 7 lessons and it came recommended by a friend. We haven't done it yet, so I don't know if you like it or not. And this is What's the Big Deal? Why God Cares About Sex. This is for ages 8 to 12, God's design. And we have Before I Was Born, and I do that one with my younger boys. And now this one here is for ages 8 to 12, and then I don't have that one yet, but that one's for 12 to 15, it looks like. So I have looked at the first chapter in here, and we may end up waiting 1 more year. My boys are 10, and they're the oldest in our family, and some of the stuff in here is pretty detailed. I haven't read the whole book, but I did read the first chapter, and I was just like, wow, that's going to be a little awkward. We did a book last year that kind of introduced how babies are made by a different author, different series, and my husband did it with the boys, and he did it in the evenings before bed as we had time. It took him maybe 6 weeks or so. That's my plan for this one. My husband will do it with the twins, but like I said, we may end up waiting to do this book till next year, a year from now. I'm not sure yet. I was debating on getting Gather Rounds. They have a maturation unit. I think it's called Growing Up with God. They have one like for boys and one for girls, but I think that one is a bit longer. Maybe like a whole school year? Maybe not. I'm not sure. Anyway, what do you guys think? What do you recommend? Should I stick with this and this, or should I get that one and save this one for maybe another year? All right, I know that's a lot of books, and just remember that we don't do all those books every day. Like our science, we will probably be doing 2 to 3 times a week, and then our math and language arts, we often don't do on Fridays. We just do them 4 days a week, and then on Fridays we have Fun Friday and do more fun stuff, and maybe like our IEW will focus more strongly on that day, and then we do some of our more fun creative books on Fridays and just try to keep Fridays more fun. I have a video talking about that, and I may do a new one for the upcoming year. Let me know if you want me to talk more about that in the comments. And then also for extracurricular, my boys are learning Khmer as a second language. We live here in Cambodia, and Khmer is the language that is spoken, and they do know some. They play with neighbor kids a lot. And then I also have a pack from JDA. She has a pack for learning a second language, and so we go through and focus on some stuff in there. But yeah, we have hired a tutor in the past that didn't go the best. I'm debating on hiring a tutor for this coming year or not. We probably won't, just because of our bad experience that we had with that, and continue just with what we're doing and the kids playing with neighbor kids a lot. And also we'll be joining a Christian school here that opens it up for homeschoolers to join their after-school sports and classes. And so we'll probably do a soccer thing in the beginning of the year, and then a basketball thing in the end of the year. And those are not super long, maybe like 6 to 8 weeks. I'm not quite sure. In between that, we may sign up for some swimming lessons. I would like to do that, but it's going to depend on the price. And then we also in the past joined a homeschool PE group, co-op thing, and we'd get together and they would learn how to play different games and do practice throwing and catching balls and stuff like that. It was really good. My boys enjoyed it. But this coming year they may not do it. So if they don't do it, we'll have to find something a little extra for my boys to burn off energy. For example, swimming lessons or maybe doing more basketball. And then my one twin has requested doing coding. We did a little bit of coding last year with Sunlight Science and they loved it. So we did like a little book and then they did Scratch. And then after that they go on YouTube and find videos and follow it step by step and like build their own game. So for this year, we could do that again and just like have it as part of their school. Okay, go do your Scratch now, you go do your coding now. But I would love to know, do you guys know of a good curriculum to use to teach coding that would be like, not all school year, like 6 to 8 weeks? Comment down below and let me know. And then I also would like to do some kind of carving. In the past, I bought a little knife to try to do little wood carving things with them and found a video on YouTube, but my one son promptly cut his finger pretty deep. And so we put the knife away for a while. Maybe they were just a little too young for that. So I was thinking about doing soap carving or something like that. Do you guys have any recommendations? And if I don't have access to a kit here, how do I start? I guess I could look for some YouTube videos and see. You can learn so much from YouTube. And then we also do like a lot of crafts, like watercolor painting, oil pastel painting, stuff like that. So, all right, that's what I have for this video. I have a few things that I would like for you guys to comment down below. I'd love to hear from you. I can learn so much from you all. First of all, I hope this video is helpful. If you have 5th grader this year, getting ideas to you and resources to use. Should I pursue using a not consumed Bible study? Like if she has available by PDF for 1 month later on this school year, and if so, which one? And then the second one is with the IEW. Should I do like the parent? I know they have a package you can get for you as the parent to learn how to teach the IEW writing program. Do you think it's worth it, or do you think I can learn with a child if I watch the videos with them? And then question number 3, should I get Gather Round's maturation unit? I know they have one that's like for boys and one that's for girls, and it goes through like all the physical changes you'll have as you go through puberty and how your body changes and growing with God. I think it is called Growing with God. Do you guys think I should add that on as a resource or not? Did you guys do it? Did you think it was worth it? I'd love to hear from you all. Thank you guys for watching this video. Please give a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't yet. And be sure to come back as I will be releasing my curriculum picks for 1st grade and also for pre-K/kindergarten.